Hello guys, so let me just continue our topic on bacteriology. So we're finished with the metabolic requirements, nutritional requirements of our bacteria. Dagdagan ko lang, kundi na lang. So here we have bacterial genetics. So in the previous topic, isn't it that genes, especially plasmid, could be passed through the pilus, hindi ba? Pag binary fission. And so just a review, it is where your bacterial genetic information is stored sa mga plasmid natin or nucleoid. So basically, the nucleoid, hindi ba, is where your DNA is na walang nuclear membrane. Okay? And bacteria are highly adaptable because of their high rate of mutation. So the mutation is 1,000 times more frequent, and they could transfer genetic information between bacteria. So what genetic information could they pass? Resistance to antibiotic, resistance, the ability to pass a capsule, ganon guys. Yun lang naman yun. Ayoko nang i-elaborate pa. So next guys, for infection. So let's start with pathogenesis. So the pathogenesis are the ways on how your bacteria could cause disease. Okay, so alalin muna natin yung mga terms. So for infection, a process by which the organisms enter into a host. Not all infection will result to disease. Okay, so yun. So a process, disease naman, a process by which the organism enters into a relationship with the host with the occurrence of pathological change and appearance of clinical manifestation. So not all infections turns into a disease. So pag may disease na, so pumasok yung bacteria, there has been changes in the tissues, in the cells, because of different toxins that it has excreted. It has symptoms already, clinical manifestation. Example, may fever na or swelling. So, disease, and the severity of disease could be a result of its pathogenicity. So, capacity or availability to initiate disease. So, these are itong pathogenicity na to. So, if a bacteria, guys, is non-pathogenic, meaning that it does not have enough pathogenicity or capacity to initiate disease. If it's non-pathogenic, it does not cause a disease. If it's pathogenic, yan. So there are certain factors that has to be accomplished para magkaroon ng sakit. So example, virulence factor. Let's define it later. Number of initial organisms. So guys, if you have ingested a little bit, ang konti lang yung number of organisms na ingest nyo, pwedeng it will not cause disease, okay? And the immune status of the host, okay? So if you have a good immune system, example, yung COVID, magiging asymptomatic ka lang doon, okay? In a viral infection, depending on how strong is your immune system is, okay? So guys, example rin that where did the bacteria entered? Okay, because your bacteria should have a portal of entry. Example, you have eaten food that is contaminated with bacteria. If that bacteria, guys, could not survive the acids in the stomach, then it will not cause infection, okay? But if it's an enterobacteria, that bacteria specifically targets the digestive system and it could survive the acidity of your stomach, then it could cause infection, okay? So depende rin sa portal of entry nila. Yan. Virulence is the degree of pathogenicity, capacity to harm host. Example, guys, Ebola infection. Ebola is highly deadly. Pag nakakuha ka ng Ebola, you have 98% chances, 90 to 98% chances of dying. So matindi ang virulence niya. Okay? So some bacteria class causes milder diseases, and some bacteria causes severe diseases depending on their virulence. Okay. So virulence factor, so if they have structure or products that enable the microbe to cause disease by invading the host, evading, pag-iwas sa host defenses, adhering to the host, toxin production. Yan. So virulence factor, so for a bacteria to be able to infect a host, it should have a way of invading it or spreading, umiwas sa mga defenses. Example, having a capsule, you could prevent phagocytosis, being engulfed by a WBC kung may capsule ka. Adherence, so makapit, and or the capacity to produce toxin. So virulence factors yan are important for the bacteria to cause disease. So as example, health professionals, we fight, the antibiotics are used to fight against this virulence factor. So example, first one is your invasiveness. So the ability of your bacteria to spread. Yan. To spread, to take over the body. So first is enzymes. So we have 4 here. Namili lang ako ng 4. So first is collagenase or hyaluronidase. So collagenase, it breaks down collagen. Yan. So collagen are proteins in your skin. Yan. So pag binibreakdown niya, edi mas madali na silang mag-invade ng collagen. Okay. So example guys is Clostridium perfringens. So notice ang marami na nating nakikilalang Clostridium perfringens at matitindi itong mga Clostridium family. Perfringens causes gas gangrene or clostridial myonecrosis. So guys, it kills the muscle. So it could break down the collagen in your skin up until it could reach the muscle and it would kill the tissues of the muscle. Yan, gas gangrene. So there is also itong mga black na may parang may gas sa loob. So the toxins has the capacity to produce gas. So there is immense swelling, yan, ang bilis kumalat because nga of the collagenase. So yan yung power, kumbaga, yung capacity ni Clostridium perfringens. At si Clostridium perfringens lang nagkakos guys ng gas gangrene. Okay? We also have coagulase. So coagulase, Staphylococcus aureus. So what coagulase does is it promotes clotting. Yan, promotes coagulation of blood. Buo niya, kinaklat niya yung blood. Okay? So it's a way of protecting the itself. We have also IgA protease. Ito naman, itong enzyme na to guys, it kills the antibodies. So IgA is also called as immunoglobulin A. So immunoglobulin is also called as antibody. So yun, pinapatay. So may protease, IgA protease, ang Neisseria gonorrhoeae, Haemophilus influenzae, and Streptococcus pneumoniae. So guys, pag na-breakdown nila, sinira nila yung antibody, so ibig sabihin, walang aatake sa kanila, okay? And it will allow them to attach in the respiratory epithelium, yan, to take a hold of the cells inside your lungs. Yan. So inaatake nila yung IgA antibody. So leucocidins, enzyme that kills lymphocytes. So some virus could kill your WBCs, specifically your lymphocytes, through leucocidin. Yeah. So these are, kung itong reddish, guys, is your red blood cells. Itong may malaking nucleus are your lymphocytes. Yan. So they could kill them, yung mga host defenses, through leucocidin. So how else? How could your bacteria invade the body? Through capsule. Yan. So itong Streptococcus pneumoniae and Neisseria meningitidis causes meningitis in the brain. Yan. If they have capsule. So it is more difficult to be engulfed by a WBC kung may capsule. And we also have M protein that is found on the bacterial cell wall. So you have to be careful because if you have group A streptococci, example, you have a sore throat, okay? And this sore throat, guys, is caused by group A streptococci. So you have to be careful because yung katawan mo gagawa ng antibodies against the group A streptococci. It has M protein. So it will make antibodies against the M protein. It will attack the M protein of the group A streptococci. However, guys, may M protein, there's an M protein in your heart as well. So parang there's a protein in your heart that looks like an M protein. Hence, if your body will create M protein antibodies, it will not only attack the group A streptococci in your tonsils, but guys, kasi nga may M protein sila, but it will also attack the M protein in the heart, okay? The protein that looks like M protein. Yun, aatakehin na rin niya. So, it could cause rheumatic fever and eventually, it could make your heart more inflamed. Okay? So, ang solution nito, antibiotics. So, you have to drink your antibiotics. So, guys, kung may sore throat kayo, okay? So, kung hindi naagapan, hindi kayo nag-antibiotic, in its severity, the antibodies could attack the heart. Okay? So, may M proteins ba? May M protein ang group A streptococci. So usually itong group A streptococci tumatambay sa tonsils, okay? So your body as its defenses, it will create M protein antibodies against group A streptococci. Pero guys, we have this term molecular mimicry. Yan. So your group M protein in your group A streptococci looks like one of the protein that is found in the heart. Yan. So the antibodies could also attack the heart. Yun. So the treatment is antibiotics. And finally, guys, meron tayong exotoxins and endotoxins. So tingnan nyo lang sa image muna. So exotoxins are toxins that are found in the periphery of the bacteria. So around the cell wall. Yan. So endotoxins are lipopolysaccharides. They are usually found in a gram-negative bacteria. Yan. So, and we have endotoxins. Yan. And exotoxins are proteins produced inside the cell. Yan. So, tingnan natin. Okay, so exotoxin, so secreted from the cell endotoxin. It's a part of a cell. Yan. It fragments of the cell. So exotoxin, gram-positive and gram-negative. So for toxicity, we have very high toxicity for exotoxin. Mas marami akong i-discuss na exotoxin kasi andito yung botulinum toxin, tetanus toxin, toxin from cholera. Guys, your exotoxin are heat stable. Yan. So extreme temperature, okay lang sa kanila. Ay, heat labile pala, hindi pala okay. So, heat labile. So, in high temperature, guys, it could easily break down. Unlike your endotoxin, it's very stable, okay? However, it has low toxicity. Vaccines are available for exotoxin. Yan. So, example of exotoxin. So, this is Corynebacterium diphtheriae. It produces diphtheria toxin. It causes cell death at the respiratory tract. Clostridium tetani, it produces tetanus toxin or also called as tetanus plasmin. So, it causes the muscles to spasm. Yan. Because of its toxins inhibit the inhibitory transmitter glycine. Yan. So, neurotoxin, it's all about the nerves. The same thing with Clostridium botulinum. Botulinum toxin is the most potent, pinakamatindi. At large concentration, okay? So, it could paralyze your throat. Yan, and your diaphragm, causing you not to breathe or swallow anymore. However, in low dosage, yun, ginawang Botox. Yan. Lack nerve functions and can lead to respiratory and muscular paralysis. So, tetanus, spasm. Botulinum, hypotonia, or muscular weakness, paralysis. So, ito, Bacillus anthracis, anthrax toxin. So, it could cause edema, accumulation of fluid under the tissue, lethal factor, and protective antigens. Yan. It has three subunits. So there could be the accumulation of fluid in that area hanggang mapatay yung mga cells. Yan. And guys, toxic shock syndrome. Yan. So if you are using tampons, toxic shock syndrome is a complication of using tampons for a very long time and not taking it out, especially for menstruating women. So, menstruating women ang gumagamit ng tampons, guys. So, paki-google na lang anong tampons. So, example, so if you are not removing your tampons, I think the maximum hours that a tampon must be inside the vagina is only about 4 hours. Maximum na yun, okay? So, you're prone daw to toxic shock toxin produced by Staphylococcus aureus. So, pag sinasabi kasing shock class, it causes sudden drop of blood pressure or hypovolemia, decreased blood pressure. So, because of the toxin. Yan. So, you have to change your tampon every 2 hours. Ganun lang. And that's it, guys. So next meeting, oral microbiology naman tayo. Thank you for listening.